Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to show and demonstrate how we can write data back and forth between Python and CST. For this, we will use the CST interface module, which provides the link between Python and CST, which we can use for all relevant automation activities. It mimics the VBA environment. So if you've done any templates or macros in the past, you will find you have exactly the same functions with the same parameters and all of the rest. For this, we will go to the tutorials, and here we have a subsection, 3D simulation results. This one already provides a good agenda for this meeting. So first, we want to understand how we can parse the tree in CST that contains everything. Then we want to actually retrieve the data. And at the end of the day, we want as well to write some data back to CST. So let us get started. For this, I will use the Horn example, and we will just use this and access the data here. Let me open mine. So here, this shows a good overview. So the first step before we need to, or we can look at the tree that we have, we do need to load the libraries. So we have import CST interface, and we have CP CST interface get current project. So this again gets us CP, the current project is here, and now we can do something with it. Okay, so we can execute this, it works well. Let us now see how we can parse the tree. How do we understand what data we have? That's the question, alternatively phrased. So here, the interesting aspect. So first of all, just maybe I will write down something here, explain it. CP is the project handle. When I speak about handle, a reference. And so here we can do things like saving project, accessing the projects folder, and so on. Under this, we have the environment model 3D. And this is the 3D environment. And as well, we have schematic, which is the schematic environment. So all of the functions that we have, either they are directly under CP in case it's simply we want to archive it or save it and so on, or it's under one of the model 3D or schematic. As well, of course, there is something for PCB Studio that we will skip for now. In the normal case, what we want, I guess, is we have a given model and we want to understand how does it look like. And this, what we have a central and nice function. So we can say CP model 3D. And here we have a function, get tree items. Get tree items. So here, if we look at this, you will find that it returns us basically the complete tree that we have in CST in the model 3D, so in the 3D environment. So we could, as an example, pass through it, and we can say we only want everything under 1D results. Alternatively, there is a more fine method that is called get tree results. This one is directly a method. I will put this into the search that we can use, and we get directly, as the name suggests, not just the tree, but the results in the tree. And we can put some filters. As an example, we can say we want to get some scalar value or a complex value, or we want something. So I want to show you a bit how this works, because in addition to this one, you can see basically you get like the folders and the items, and you need to interpret this to understand what it means. And with the tree results, you can directly specify what you want. So first, we need to go to CP. We have model 3D. And then we have result tree. And here we have this get tree results function that here is the VBA help, that we can see we have the same functions in Python. So how does it work? we have, in this case, you can see we have actually 3 input parameters, which is where do we look, and then some sort of type or info properties that we can set. And the actual return of this function is the variance. So these are the returns that we get in Python. And so let us try this. So first, I think it's self-explanatory. We have the root path, so we can say 1D results. Then we can specify the filter type. And so if we look here, what does it mean? We can basically say, as an example, we are looking for 0 or 1D data, and we're looking at this recursively. So we have this recursive property that we add to look in the recursive tree. And at the end, we have the root path, we have the filter type, and now the info type. And for the info type, we can again say that we are looking for this file type 0D, 1D. And if we do this and we execute it, what we can see, in fact, we can see that now we are getting, in fact, under 1D results, everything 0 or 1D. We could specify further, we want complex data and so on and so forth, but this should just be an idea how to use it. As well, what we can see, it returns 4 lists, basically. We get the tree paths, we get the result types, we get the file names, and the result information. So if I'm just scrolling a bit, you can see you get the actual paths, and then you get a bit more like what is the type. In this case, we can see it's of type complex, so it's complex data. And we can use this then well to understand, okay, I have complex data. Is this good? Is this not good? Of course, with complex data, we have real imaginary parts. Okay, so let us say this is this should be with this we can parse the tree. We can understand what we have both for the results, but even more generally speaking, if we just use the tree items. Okay, so now we go to the next. We want to access the data. So I will go back here. I will go to tutorial again to the 3D simulation results. So now let me scroll here. So here, how to access the data is a 2-step process. So here I will make a new code. And so I will just copy this and change it as we go along. So the 2-step data is that first, given that we know what information we want, so we have a tree item, a path that we want to investigate, we first execute get result IDs from tree item, which then returns what results we have. And then we say for this result, we want the data. So let me try how this works. I will just here right click on copy tree path. So let us assume tree path. We can do this, put an R here. Okay, so now the first step, let me go step by step. The first step would be, we say current project, model 3D, result tree, get results from tree item, and here we give the tree path. Now let's say print result ID. Maybe it would be IDs would be better, but so what you can see basically here, this is the return. And so maybe let us bring this here. So you can see what you return a string. The string says first 3D or schematic, then it says run ID, and then you get the run ID. In the CST results, in an earlier video, you only specify the ID, which is the number, and here you get a string. So this is one of the differences how to access the data. Okay, so now so given this, then we want to access it. So I can just replace it again. We can say tree path. And now let's assume we want to access the data. So we can see it seems to work. We don't see much more. Let me minimize this one. So now how to access the data? We have the results have a function get array. And here we can specify basically what we want. We have X, we have Y, we have YRE or YIM for real imaginary or imaginary in case of complex data. So let me try this. Let me show you. So here, let me just print this. We want result get array. You can see I see the functions here. And so here, let us say I have X. And so here you can see this is my X-axis. It should correspond well to here, the gigahertz. And I could do now, given I'm accessing complex data, I should use YRE or YIM. If I'm not sure what it is, then there is a function to understand what is the type. And then depending on the type, we can react. Okay, so this is how we can access it. I hope with this, you can return all the data that you want. And now what we want, let us assume we have some data and we just want to return it back somewhere in the tree to do something interactively. How can we do this? I just simply, do some dummy data here. We can just for X in X. So I will just use like the square root. Just to make the multiplication, the power. So we just have some dummy data X and Y in a list here. And this we want to save back. How can we do this? I will just scroll down and this is here. So first of all, the relevant code is here. The first thing is we will create an object of the result that we want to create. It could be of type 1D, of type 1D complex. There's various types. As an example, later you can see if you look for this, you'll find the types. So there's 1D, 0D, 1D complex, and higher. So the first one, we create an empty reference. And it's important to note that the result is associated with an environment, either the 3D or the schematic environment. So we can see here we have the project, we have the model 3D, and only then we create the result. Then what we tell CST, how many data points are we aiming to set? We will then, similar to get array, we have the set array, we then have a save and an add to tree function. So let me copy this out. I will show how this works. So let me remove this one. So the first one, we will create under the current project here, an empty result 1D. So we have a scalar. We then initialize it with a size. In this case, we can point it to 4 as an example. As you can see, we can as well use the len. We then use the set array. So we want to set the x-axis. And we set it using the X list. Here we are using the Y list. And then we give it, let us give it like a unique number, unique name, unique name. We shouldn't worry so much about this naming here, but then now here, we need to say where should be added. So I will just add this. I want to use the same to explain how this works. So let me say here I have folder and name as a dummy name. So when I execute it, you can see, first of all, it seems to work. And when I bring CST back, you can see this folder is created automatically under 1D results. Why? Because it has all of the 1D data is under 1D results, with the exception of template data. So here we specify the tree. We skip the 1D results because that's inherit. So we say we want to create it. We have folder name. So if I click on this, you can see that that's what we created, this little dummy data. I hope this could help you. Thank you very much for listening and see you in the next video.